This Hajj broadcast is brought to you by Dar El Salam, the world's largest privately owned Hajj and Umrah company. Dar El Salam, your trusted travel partner.
لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد.
Alaikum and welcome back to our live show here in the holy city of Mecca, mashallah, Saudi Arabia, and of course supported by Dar El Salam Islamic World Travel, and of course blessed with talking to some of the staff from Dar El Salam Travel, the general manager, and of course the Sheikh Ahmed, who graduated in Medina and was talking to us earlier. But now we are very blessed to have a sister. She is a sisters leader with Dar El Salam Worldwide Travel, and her name is Paulin Rivera. Did I get that right, Paulin?
You did get it right.
And of course, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Such a pleasure to meet you.
It is certainly our pleasure. And of course, alhamdulillah, you are here. And would you be performing your Hajj as well as working here?
Absolutely. So as part of being the female group leaders here at Dar El Salam, we have many responsibilities. And alhamdulillah, in addition to performing the Hajj with the hujjaj, we get to do it for ourselves as well.
Alhamdulillah.
So it's a beautiful, beautiful experience being part of this wonderful team. And as a female group leader, our job is basically to help support the male group leads. And what's interesting is actually that, of course, as we know, half of the ummah are women. And at Dar El Salam Travel, actually, what's interesting this year is that the women this year actually outnumber the men. We're about 52%, and we outnumber the men a little bit this year. So it's really important that, you know, we have people like myself and Sister Ibtisam and other sisters such as Huda and that are very responsible for ensuring that the sisters' needs are being met. We do have a wonderful team here of sisters and brothers, and we work together to just ensure that everything's flowing smoothly, and our job is basically just to serve the hujjaj. To serve them is to serve Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it's our pleasure.
And what was it that inspired you to work with Dar El Salam Worldwide Travel?
My story is actually pretty interesting. I'm a convert to Islam. As you can tell, I don't have a traditional Muslim name. But I'm a convert to Islam 9 years now, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
And out of those 9 years that I've been Muslim, 6 of those years I've been working with Dar El Salam, doing Hajj and Umrah groups.
So straight away working with an Islamic company, mashallah. That's a
Alhamdulillah.
fantastic opportunity for you.
Alhamdulillah. It's from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And basically how I got started with Dar El Salam was I was living in Medina. My husband was a former student at Medina University. I was studying there as well, and there was a need for sisters, and basically the sisters were trying to visit the Rawda, and they didn't have a female group leader. They didn't have anybody that can help assist them with their trip to the Rawda. So they thought, Dar El Salam thought, hey, it would be a good idea to have an American sister who is Western, that is also studying here in Medina, to come through and to help us with the sisters. So that's how I got started out, and it progressed to working with them for the Hajj and the Umrah. I've also assisted as a female group leader for Spain, because I am fluent in Spanish as well. I'm a Latina convert to Islam. And Dar El Salam has been an amazing and wonderful company to work with, and I'm very, very thankful for all of the opportunities I've gotten.
Well, that is wonderful to hear. Now, sister, we do actually have a caller who would like to speak to us this evening, so we're just going to take that call, and inshallah I'll get back to you.
Sure.
Assalamu alaikum, caller. If we can connect you. Assalamu alaikum, caller. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Sure, if we can. Oh, we have. Alhamdulillah. How are you, sister?
Alhamdulillah, I couldn't hear you. I can hear you loud and clear. Subhanallah. I'm so glad I'm live with you guys.
You are live here with us in the holy city of Mecca, and it is an absolute pleasure to be able to speak to you, sister. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Brixton. I'm Sister Sophie. I'm a well-known caller on Islam channel. Just want to share, my moments with you guys. I was doing my Umrah with my mum at the beginning of the year in February, and just
Inshallah.
Just seeing you there, just seeing the beautiful Kaaba, it's just like taking me back to when I was there. Oh my God, I'm shaking.
Alhamdulillah. No, you know what, sister? These are the feelings that we have being here in the holy city of Mecca. It really does have that feeling, that very emotional sense that we're here. And you know, I was talking to the brother earlier, and we were saying, subhanAllah, we wouldn't want to leave. We don't want to leave. It is absolutely fantastic opportunity for us to be here. So we are understanding exactly how you're feeling, subhanAllah. And what would you like to say to us this evening? Would you like to speak to the sister here?
Yeah, sister. I mean, you know, I was actually looking at Dar El Salam to book the tour for me and my mum, but then one of my cousins already, you know, live in Saudi, and he organised everything.
Yes.
But inshallah, my next trip, I want it to be a bit more fulfilling. It's regrettable that I didn't really, you know, tour the whole city as, you know, I should have done.
Yes.
My mum was
Well, you see, alhamdulillah, Dar El Salam Travel. Yes, Dar El Salam Travel, inshallah, can help you with that, as we've heard this evening. They are the right people to get in touch with, inshallah, for your next Umrah and next Hajj, inshallah.
I just want to say,
definitely.
you know, Hajj, you know, Mubarak to all the hujjaj that are there, you know, to everybody who's, you know, making dua to, you know, go and do their Hajj like me. Ya Allah, please, you know, write it, you know, down for us, for inshallah next year, for here, to take us, you know, back to this blessed and beautiful city on this ruined earth.
Yes.
And I just want to say, my sister, you're doing an amazing job, by the way, because I've been watching you for the for the previous night.
Thank
and
you.
Mashallah, you know, thanks to Islam channel that, you know, we are literally, you know, we're feeling, you know, we've got all these feelings going on, you know, sitting in our front rooms. And subhanallah, you know, Islam channel, you know, has done it once again. Subhanallah.
Back with our guest here, we have Sister Paulin from Dar El Salam World Travel. And of course, just so you can know what we were talking about, because you don't have the talk back, the sister from Brixton was just saying that she's, you know, feeling so happy that we are here, and that she would love to come again soon, inshallah. And she wishes she was here, and that she will, inshallah, the next time she organises her Hajj, her Umrah, she would love to do it with Dar El Salam World Travel, because you sound so organised, and also she would like to just look around other parts of Mecca as well and do other things while she's out here. So she has been very much inspired by Dar El Salam Islamic World Travel this evening. Now, Pauline, just back to yourself. You were saying about being a sister. You were talking to us about being a sisters leader with the Dar El Salam Islamic Travel. How do you find that leading the females of the tour differs from leading the males?
Well, basically the way it works for as a female group leader is I assist the brothers that are leading the groups. So I feel that it differs in the sense that sisters, we have different needs. We have different fiqh issues that we struggle with. And many times when sisters come, for whatever reason, they have they're either sick or they're not praying, and it's difficult for them to be here in the Haramain and not be able to participate in the prayer. So what's really helpful in having a female group leader is having someone that you can speak to. And in addition to male group leaders, we actually have a female scholar as well, Dr. Hannah Gamal, and she's also responsible for helping and assisting and training us and ensuring that we're answering the sisters' fiqh questions, that we're available for them, and that they have the answers that they need, so they don't feel that they're missing out on any of the worship while they're here. So we remind them that this is something that Aisha radiallahu anha went through during her time when she was in the Hajj, and to be mindful and to reflect on the Sira and know that, you know, the Hajj is the jihad for the woman. So this is something that we have different obstacles than the men many times, and we just have to remember that these tests are from Allah, and we have to be patient, and it's just part of the Hajj. And, you know, many times when, you know, sisters, they know this, they all know this coming in, but it's just when you're in that moment, sometimes it just helps to have a sister just remind you of that.
Yes.
So I feel like that makes it very special, just kind of having that sisterhood, that connection with another female sister that that has done this before.
Yes.
Alhamdulillah, this is actually my 6th Hajj with Dar El Salam Travel. So it's been a blessing to be able to help guide and assist the sisters and put them at ease whenever it is that they need it.
Alhamdulillah. And how do you feel then that this year, how do you feel that this year is going so far? You said it's your 6th year. Has it been very different from other years? And is it going very well so far?
It's going incredibly smoothly, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
I will say this, I feel that every Hajj is unique. Every Hajj comes with its struggles, with its trials, with its hardships, as female group leaders and with the hujjaj as well. Of course, whether it be the change in the weather or the amount of hujjaj that come, even the dynamics within operations itself, things change and everything is not consistent from year to year. So I will say that with those changes, we just have to be diligent and cognizant of as a team and work together and ensure that we're communicating well and ensuring that our hujjaj are taken care of. And in terms of the hujjaj themselves, as I said many times, they have their own issues that they deal with. So overall, I feel that this group, alhamdulillah, I worked specifically with programs 4 and 5 this year. And it's been going very, very smoothly. And my program manager has been doing a wonderful job. Abdul Qadir and Sahar, they have been doing a wonderful job in ensuring that they're communicating to us. Basically, it's kind of like a trickle-down kind of a pyramid type of structure where we have our managers at the top. And then we facilitate the communication between upper management and the hujjaj. So there's an open flow of communication, so we're all on the same page, and it makes our job easier when the hujjaj are aware of what to expect during their travels, when they're informed about the waiting times, when they're informed about certain the manasik, how difficult it could be in terms of time or in terms of just getting through it. Many times it's not smooth, but overall I feel like when you have open communication with your hujjaj, it really helps make the job easier. So overall it's been very, very smooth, and alhamdulillah, again, like I said, every year is very different, but this year has been surprisingly smooth.
Excellent.
Scary smooth almost.
Yeah. Well, inshallah, may it continue to be smooth.
Alhamdulillah.
Inshallah. Now, sister, you've obviously been praying at the Kaaba here, and inshallah, may tawaf. But have you had time to get out into the streets of Mecca and mingle with the hujjaj that come here and view sort of what they're doing and observe anything that's been happening in the town of Mecca itself?
Well, I will say that we are very busy ensuring that our hujjaj are taken care of. So the little time that we do have to kind of do some ibadah for ourselves, I have been able to go out and mainly I go to the haram whenever I do have some free time.
Of course.
But one point, it was about 2 nights ago rather, we took our group on a Kaaba run. So we have another convert who's a group leader. His name is Brother Tom, also a Medina University student. And we took our group to the Kaaba to go, we call it a Kaaba run. So we take our group to the Kaaba about 2 or 3 in the morning, and we make the intention to go and touch it, maybe go do our ashwat, do some circulations around the Kaaba, and do some prayer around HAJJ time. And there was a moment where I saw one of the pilgrims. I'm not sure how he was mounted up, but there's like a little ledge between the actual Kaaba and the tawaf floor. So he was standing on that small little ledge, and he was pressed up against the Kaaba. He was an African brother. He was in his ihram, and he was just sobbing so profoundly, so deeply, to where his body was even shaking from the amount of sobbing that he was doing. And that was just so touching to witness a brother in Islam have such a deep and spiritual moment between him and Allah, just pressed up against the Kaaba. And I don't know what he was praying for. I don't know what he was saying to Allah at that moment, of course. But, I do pray that Allah answers his dua. And you see many, many beautiful sights like this during the Hajj.
Yes,
and even though you don't actually have any type of interaction with the person, you can have that connection with the person, and you can see and you can understand. So it's very beautiful, alhamdulillah.
Yeah. Alhamdulillah, that's a lovely way to end our conversation. You know, I'll take that home with me, because I've also had some similar experiences, and like you said, it is touching, and it is, you know, you can kind of guess or have perhaps an idea of what that person is feeling, but we will never know the trials they're going through, the struggles, or what they, you know, are praying for. So inshallah, Allah will bless all of us here on our Hajj.
Inshallah.
Thank you, sister, for talking to us this evening. Jazakallah khair. Now, I just want to speak briefly again to the General Manager, Ahmed Atif of Dar El Salam Worldwide Travel, and he is here once again for a little conversation with us. Assalamu alaikum, Ahmed. And sister, if you'd just like to pass the microphone, thank you.
Alaikum salam, sister. How are you?
Well, alhamdulillah, I'm fine. Welcome back.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
How are things going?
Very good, very good. So actually, I was listening in on the conversation you were speaking about, and subhanAllah, definitely this is an amazing experience to see, and how, subhanAllah, everyone here is coming and actually asking for something, right? And subhanAllah, trying to connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And one thing actually we do, besides being just a business also, we really, we're humbled to actually give back to the community. And one of the things that we've started recently, Hajj Mustafa started Dar El Salam Foundation, a non-profit organization that assists individuals that have done exemplary service to the community that couldn't come to Hajj on their own. And we do actually sponsor and provide them grants from the foundation to come for Hajj to fulfill this dream of theirs. Not to mention also that part of the element of the foundation is also to help provide humanitarian aid. And one of the trips that we have, in about, I think 2 months ago, we've went to Cox's Bazar in Bangladesh to meet the refugees of Rohingya, which was an amazing experience, a very sad experience, but we were just very fortunate to be part of that, to be able to tell their story and bring in that awareness. So we've been involved heavily also in Jordan with the Syrian refugees as well, and many other locations and areas. So we're very honored and humbled to be part of that. And again, this comes back to the culture of Dar es Salaam and the family feeling. And of course, it never happens without our pilgrims, mashallah, and their trust in us.
Yes.
And they're always very happy that we do something like this, right?
Yes.
Alhamdulillah. And I believe this is what brings the barakah in what we do, and the passion and the fulfilling nature of what we do. So it comes hand in hand with, of course, what everyone wants to come and do here, is to actually feel the connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and maybe hopefully that would also help us and help everyone that was part of it, inshallah.
Yeah, I mean, alhamdulillah, that is really good to know about the humanitarian aspect of Dar El Salam Islamic World Travel. That is something I think very unique to you. And subhanallah, that's, you know, obviously that makes everybody feel so much more blessed coming here and traveling with yourselves. You know, that obviously this is going to grow, inshallah, and like you said, reach out to countries like Bangladesh and refugees as well, Rohingya refugees. This is important work. So that is actually very wonderful to hear. And alhamdulillah, thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Thank you. One more thing in terms of obviously delivering on our promise and transparency.
Yes.
I'll give you a story for this year.
Yes.
One of the things is that we collect money for the sacrifice, the udhiyah for every pilgrim. So we kind of took a little more than the price that we got in terms of a price. So we got actually a reduced rate. And we did send out a message to all our hujjaj to say, we owe you 84 riyals. Would you like this to be donated on your behalf, or you would like your money? So this is very important to us. Transparency is very important. Delivering on our promises is very important.
Yes.
The khidmah, the service of the hujjaj, the service of others. We do have, mashallah, many foundations that we work with, non-profit foundations that we also work with, and we're humbled to serve those foundations as well, whether they're Muslim or non-Muslim, believe it or not. I mean, we have the Make-A-Wish Foundation, if you have heard of it. I'm sure there's a branch in the UK. They actually have individuals, children, that choose and make a wish to come to Hajj, and we do our best effort to accommodate them with whatever illnesses they have. We try to make sure that it is as comfortable as possible for them and their families, alhamdulillah. So that's really, really what makes feel so great about what we do.
Yes.
It's very rare that any individual can say that it's such a fulfilling job and service. So alhamdulillah, we're honored and blessed for it.
Alhamdulillah. And it just shows you as well when your intentions are pure, when, you know, inshallah, you know, you come into here for Hajj and helping people facilitate, you know, helping them with the Hajj and the Umrah. It just shows you how Allah blesses you and, you know, increases your the growth, you know, with your group as well. And of course, you know, inshallah, this is going to help us in the future. So we're all extremely grateful for all the work that you do. Jazakallah khair.
Jazakallah khair.
Thank you.
This Hajj broadcast is brought to you by Dar El Salam, the world's largest privately owned Hajj and Umrah company. Dar El Salam, your trusted travel partner.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد